You are watching Atmosphere, and this is all new series that is related to architectural portfolios. In this series, I will be calling students from architecture college, and they will be sharing their portfolio and they will be sharing their experience while creating their portfolios. For today's video, we have a special guest, Rohil Barua. He is in School of Planning and Architecture, and currently he is in 4th year internship semester, and he has sent his portfolio to a lot of firms, and he is being replied positively by all of the firms. So he will be sharing his portfolio and he will be sharing his experience with all of us. So please watch this video till the end. Hello Rohil. So Rohil is one of my friend, and in this video he will be sharing his experience related to portfolio making and understanding the basic portfolio. So he is in the internship semester and he's sending folios and being selected in one of the firm, like among the many of the firms. So he will be sharing his experience with us. Up to you, Rohil. Can you start the introduction? Can you give a little bit introduction?
Hi everyone. As I already mentioned, I'm Rohil. I'm currently in the 4th year of my bachelor in architecture degree. Doing it from School of Planning and Architecture. Architecture has been quite. The course has been, I would say, fulfilling in many ways. It has its own pros and cons, as Azhar must have already discussed in his earlier videos. But yeah, as a journey, architecture has been quite fulfilling and quite an enriching one. Moving to the topic of this video.
So the first question from Rohil will be the basic understanding of portfolio. So many people, many students of architecture lack in this understanding. So what, like during your research, what you got, like what is the aim of a portfolio and how it should be made? Can you tell a little bit about that?
Yeah, so basically the portfolio that we are talking about, the portfolio in discussion, is the internship portfolio that you require for your internship semester in either in the 4th or 5th year, according to which college you're studying in. So it basically just showcases all the different kinds of work that you have done in your architecture school from right from your first year till the year when your internship happens. Portfolio has for many years been the most common way in which architects, designers, etc. Showcase their skill sets and what they have in them to get hired in any of these firms, studios, etc. So that's basically what a internship portfolio does. Coming to architecture portfolios specifically, portfolios would have multiple things in them. So it's not just what you have done in your academic tenure, your 4 or 5 year academic tenure. You will also be doing a lot of, you might do a lot of competitions or extracurricular activities, etc. in your in the 5 years of your 4 or 5 years of your academic architecture schooling. So all that also goes into the portfolio. It just shows the firms and the employers how much you have learned and how much you've gathered in the 4 or 5 years, and that's about it for what a portfolio is supposed to be.
So Rohil, can you now present your portfolio that you have sent to various firms?
Yeah, so this was my portfolio that I had made this semester. So obviously you have a cover page that completely depends on you. You want to keep it minimalistic, you keep it minimalistic. You want to show your software skills, you want to show your the projects that you have in your portfolio, do that. That is completely subjective. Coming to the first spread in my portfolio, it is the CV. So CV, then basically you would just talk about, you give a brief intro about yourself and your education background, your extracurriculars, your achievements, if you participate in competitions, your interests, languages other, as I said, extracurricular things that you have taken part in, workshops, other internships, etc., and your soft and hard skills. So yeah, that's about it for the CV. Then, as I said, as I already mentioned, in my portfolio, I had just from my academic tenure, I had just added my third year projects, which was a mixed use high rise project in Gurgaon, Haryana, and National Archives of India extension design. The other projects that you see here are all competition entries that I did. So yes, I did take part in quite a few competitions, and that had really helped me filter out good projects that I could put in my portfolio. So that's something I would urge everyone to do. But yeah, as I already mentioned, it would be good if you could also include maybe one or two very short first and second year projects in your portfolio, which I couldn't due to some reasons. So yeah, this third one is a project called Rendezvous, which was an elderly housing project in Pune. This was a competition under NASA. So NASA, everyone must be knowing by now what it is. The next project is we called it Sukasa. It was me with three of my friends who took part in this competition in this lockdown itself. Another project I took part in this lockdown itself was a toilet design for Volume Zero. So this was done with one of my friends. And the last project was a product design, again under NASA, which I had done with Azhar himself. So yeah, and yeah, I also added a few miscellaneous things that I thought are required, are necessary. My physical models that I did in my junior years, and I am very interested in architectural visualization, 3D realistic renders, etc. So I wanted to show that off a bit. And then finally, I'm also into painting, so I've shared a few of my paintings in the end. So I'll just quickly go through my projects, won't go into the details of it. So this was the first project that I had put up. This is my project from the 6th semester. As I said, it was a mixed-use high-rise in Gurgaon. As you can see, I have tried to communicate my design as much as possible in the 3 or 4 spreads that I've given to this project. So I have included the important plans, the 3D conceptual diagrams, etc. As I already said, I'm very interested in 3D visualization and realistic renders and visualizing the space. I have attempted to do that wherever I could. So yeah, a few typical floor plans, a section showing a few systems that I have integrated in my design, a few green systems that I tried to integrate in my design, etc. That was the first project. The second project was my project from the third year, 5th semester. So this project was less to do with, we were given less time for design. This project had to mostly do with coming up with an elaborate, what do you call it, area program for the design. So as you can see, I have tried to capitalize on that. I have tried to show what we were focusing on, which was the program, which I have tried to show in this diagram. Still have my basic site plan to show how it looked. Again, a few 3D visuals showing how the spaces would be experienced, etc. Didn't give too much space to this project because I just put give this project 2 spreads, because I just felt like the previous project needed more space and more time. Coming to this project, this is, as I said, an elderly housing project, a competition entry actually, that I again did in my third year along with a few of my friends for NASA. This one doesn't have those many 3D realistic renders, etc. Actually, this project had multiple sheets. I don't remember the exact number of sheets, 13, 14 final sheets. So condensing that into these 3 or 4 spreads was a task, but I tried to do my best. Most of the diagrams and drawings were all conceptual and very illustrative. As you can see, this is a project that is very close to me, I would say. This is a project that we did in the lockdown. It was a competition entry again, where we had to design a house in a very a house for a family of 15 in Tanzania in a very tight budget. So yeah, it was all about affordable housing, and the winning entry of this project would actually get built in real life. Unfortunately, we couldn't win it, but we did come amongst the finalists. So yeah, a project that is very close to me, very special to me. As you can see, even in this, we had done a lot of illustrative explanations, we would say. So plan sections, the exploded diagrams. Then you see other diagrams, and again in this project I had done the 3D visualization as well as a good. Actually, one of the first projects that I did proper 3D visualization for. So yeah, that's about it for this project. Coming to this one, again another competition I did with one of my very close friends. Was a competition to design an innovative toilet. It was a volume 0 competition. The viewers will obviously get to know what volume 0 is. So yeah, this was our entry for that. Again, I had to condense the final sheet into these spreads. So while making a portfolio, you need to filter out a lot. That is a major task that you'll have. You won't be able, not that you won't be able to, but it is very tough to decide what to keep and what not to keep. So that's something that I struggled with too. But yeah, these are my final spreads showing the best parts of the design. Again, a few realistic renders and illustrative perspective sections, etc. Okay, so those were all my architectural projects. Coming to this, I wanted to also show the firms that I do. I'm into other design aspect fields of design too. So the first miscellaneous project that I showed was this thing called Palisade. It was furniture design that me and Azhar had done for one of the competitions the previous year for the NASA convention. Again, for this also we had become one of the 10 finalists. So we got the opportunity to go to the convention and present our design, etc. We had actually made a really nice physical model of this too, which we just forgot to bring it back from the convention and left it there. So yeah, this is how I tried to briefly explain my design. Now, those were all the projects that I tried to show. Now I just wanted to show my other skills too, which were physical model making. So this is the NAI design, the National Archives of India design, that I had previously shown. That it was the second project in my portfolio. This was the model for that. I won't say this is a really good model, but we obviously work on a very tight schedule when it comes to submissions, etc., deadlines, etc. So this is what we could do. This was just a one-night model, so I made this in one night. So this was what I could come up with. These are for the projects after this. So as you saw, the high rise and even the current semester that we had, I was in the hospitality studio, so we had to design a resort. We would have had physical models for those semesters too, but because of the pandemic, all of us being home, we didn't have the resources to make physical models. So this was the last time we actually made a physical model, this fifth semester. These two models that you see, the top one is my third semester model, which I haven't shown in my portfolio. But I still wanted to show my physical model. So third semester and my fourth semester designs. Now coming to another miscellaneous section, which was my architectural visualization section. As I already mentioned, very deep interest in this aspect of design of presentation basically. So yeah, this was one project that my friends were working on, and I did the visualization for them. I rendered all their final 3D views. So this is what I did for them. And these were 3D visualizations from my previous semesters. So as I already showed you the physical model for this is the third semester project for which I had my physical model. This is a 3D render of that. And these are somewhat illustrative 3D visualizations of the fourth semester project, for which again I had shown the model previously. So that brings us to the end of the portfolio. Towards the end of the portfolio, I just also, as I already said, I'm interested in mainly watercolor paintings. So I tried to show my interests here. So a few paintings that I did in the past few years. So yeah, this one is a kind of an art installation in our college. People from SPA might get to see it once they are in college. And an art installation that is there in the cafeteria. So yeah, this is something that we did in the fest that we had just before college shut down because of the pandemic. So yeah, this is one of my recent works, and that's about it. Towards the end, I just put my contact info, and that's what my portfolio has.
So Rohil, that was a really nice portfolio according to my sense and whatever I perceive. So next we will be discussing about, like, you have covered a lot of things in that, like how should be a graphical representation should be. So you have shown everything in the portfolio, and I think that the viewer are thinking what should be there in the portfolio now. So now we are left with few questions. Like after getting your portfolio done, how you filtered your firms and what was the procedure to send them mails, and like what all you did? Can you explain that?
Yeah, sure. So the most common practice to how to approach firms is to obviously you search for, you have, first thing, you already have a few firms in mind, right, where you would want to intern as work as an intern. So through your years, from your first year to your fourth year, you must have heard of names, that good big names, architecture firms that you might want to work in the future. So you go to the firms that you have already in mind. You go to the websites, check out. Every firm has a different way of getting applications. So for most firms, it's they would just provide you with an email ID for applications. So for internship applications, so you just send your CV and your portfolio to the stated the mentioned email IDs, along with some sort of a cover letter which gives a brief introduction about yourself, and saying that you want to intern in this firm, and briefly telling the firm what you would be providing them with. So what kind of skills do you bring to them? Why should they hire you? A very brief description of that. It's not like a full CV that you have to mention everything, but very briefly your strong points and why you think you are a good fit for the firm. So yeah, you write mails to them. Now, once you have gone through the firms that you already had in mind, mostly not enough, right? So you might have like 6 to 7 firms and 5, 6, 7 firms in mind, but there's no guarantee that you'll get an internship in those firms, because obviously them being big names and you wanting to intern under them, that might be something that a lot of other students might also be wishing for. So uh, what you need to do is obviously go through websites, go through search through the net, look at top firms in. Now again, you might want to intern in India, or you might also want to intern abroad, right? That's a possibility in most. Coming to this, we'll talk about this here later, but yeah, it's possible to intern abroad too. So you look at places you want to intern in, cities and countries you want to intern in, then search for the good firms there. That's what I did. This is just again a tip. There's this website called Rethinking the Future. So
we can provide the link in the description.
Yeah, so that website lists down top architecture firms in almost every major city in India, and also every major country around the world. So that's a list that I referred to while making my applications. Other than this, yeah, once you send your mails, then you just have to wait for them to reply. You don't do much. So mails is one way, and some firms, they might have some other portal for internship applications too. So there you might have to answer a few questions. Some firms also like to test you with very small design challenges, etc. So that's again up to your choice, whether you want to go through all that hassle or not. If you really are interested in a firm, obviously you would go through the hassle to get a place in that firm. But yeah, that's not most of the firms. Most of the firms just go for the email approach. Then yeah, you wait for them to reply. You should never be too, I would, from my experience and from what I've seen for my friends, etc., never be too overconfident about getting into a certain firm. I mean, your portfolio might be great, but there might be many other people who have good or even better portfolios too, right? So always apply to as many firms as you can, and wait for the replies. Most firms do reply saying that they would take a look at it and get back to you if there is a position, if there is a position that fits them. Otherwise, if you are really eager to get into or interested in in a firm and they haven't replied, the maximum you should do is at least wait for at least 2 weeks after you've sent your email. If they haven't replied, then you might follow it up with a follow-up email, but don't get behind their backs to an extent to the point that they start finding it irritating. So that's something that I would suggest that many people tend to do when firms don't reply after a point. So at max, just follow it up with a follow-up email, but just wait for the response. Once they respond, then most firms tend to take an interview. Some even don't do that. Some directly give you offers. They are looking at your portfolios. But most firms will tend to take an interview either in their office, if it's in the same place that you're living in, or on call, video call, etc. So yeah, that's the interview is obviously upon them what they ask in the interview. Just be confident when you face the interviewer, and most interviews should go well. The interviews that I gave, once I have reached the interview stage, I mean, almost every interview I have given has been a positive response for me. So that way, reaching the interview stage is what you should aim for. After that, if you're confident with what you say, it should be easy to get through.
So last question from you, Rohil. students do ask, like 2020 had played a very bad role and bad impact in getting their internship. So did anything happen to you as well because of these lockdown situation and corona and online classes? What was the impact?
There were some kind of setbacks because of the current situation, the current pandemic that's going on. So I people sometimes tend to exaggerate it, saying that you don't get internships at all or you won't get any internship at all. That was actually my thought too when this pandemic hit and when everything shut down, and I was really worried about whether I would get placed anywhere. But that's not the case. Firms are still hiring people, and yes, when it comes to say things like pay, for example, you might not get like a good pay in such times and from many firms because of financial crisis, etc. But again, a pay is something that you shouldn't be very concerned about while you're doing your academic internship, right? It's what you should look for in an internship is what you learn from the firm, what you get out of the firm, right? So pay is secondary. I mean, obviously it's a thing to consider if you are like trying to decide between two equally good firms. Then firm is paying you better, maybe then it's a factor that you consider. But firstly, you always try to see what the firm will give you as learnings, right? From the 6 month period that you would be associated to them. So that's something. And yeah, again, coming back to the 2020 part, I would talk about my experience. So what happened with our batch was the academic schedule was very erratic, right? So the dates would change anytime. Actually, even currently, we were gonna have our final juries on the 8th, 7th and 8th of this month, and I booked my tickets already for my internship on the 9th, and now they changed the dates to 11th, 9th and 11th. So these kind of things kept happening throughout the semester. So dates were getting changed, and we didn't get a proper summer break. I would say, like, we got a 1 month break in between, but it was not like the summer break that we generally get, and most people tend to make their portfolios in the summer break before the fourth year begins, right, in our college. So that was a problem. I mean, we got 1 month break, and obviously after the previous semester we already needed some time to rejuvenate, and kind of that whole month went into rejuvenation, and we didn't end up making a portfolio. And that was again a mistake from my side. I know a few people who did like continuously work and make the portfolio in that time too, which obviously is the way to go. But I didn't do that, and that's my mistake. But yeah, in general, most people, something that I saw in my batch, people made their portfolios very late this time because of everything that was going on. They didn't get that proper 2 month break where people generally make the portfolios. So in our batch, people were still making portfolios like almost till maybe last week. I know people who have been making portfolios till last week, and our internship begins just in a week or so. So that's one problem that we faced. But other than that, getting placed into firms wasn't that big of a problem. Yes, there were many firms that weren't taking interns because of the pandemic. So yes, a few. I mean, there were firms that way, but it wasn't an impossible task to get internships, is what I'm saying. Another very important one big setback that I have to address for that we faced this year was getting placed in firms abroad. So I, for one, had wanted to intern abroad. Okay, so I always wanted to intern abroad in my 4th year, but because of the current pandemic situation, uh, even though I got few offers from abroad, I couldn't pursue those or take those offers forward because there were no visas. There were visa problems and there were bans, etc. So getting internship abroad was a big difficulty this time around. Some firms did provide us with the option to work from home, but that was something I didn't want to do. I actually wanted to get the full office experience and the proper studio experience, right? So I opted to rather work in a firm in India instead of working abroad. So these are the few problems that we faced this year, but I hope so, and I guess these problems should reduce by the time next semester or next year or next year rolls up. So yeah.
Thank you, Roel, for sharing your wonderful experience with us. And this is the community of architecture students. And the aim of this video is to learn by the mistakes. And like we are already done with these procedure, so we can guide everyone with these mistakes. We are giving that experience to others. So that was the aim. And again, thank you for sharing your portfolio and sharing your wonderful experience. And I hope that your internship will go well and you will learn a lot from this internship. And best of luck for your future. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Azhar. Again, wishing, though it might be late, but wishing everyone a very happy new year. Yes, everyone just stay safe and bye bye. Thanks a lot.